everyone, welcome back to Nails Before Films. Today's topic is the original Alien movie, which came out in 1979. Alien is definitely one of the most iconic films of all time, not limited to horror movies. However, I've never watched it until this year. I was browsing the horror movie catalog of my local library and thought to myself, I've watched so many obscure horror films but still haven't watched Alien or Predator. That's not right. Let's correct that mistake right now. Fortunately for me, the library had both movies on Blu-ray, so I watched both of them. And let me tell you, they didn't disappoint. I would love to watch all the other movies in the two franchises as well, but I haven't found the time yet. I'll definitely do a video on the whole franchise once I finish them. Anyway, let's go through the plot of the first Alien movie first. Alien takes place in the distant future and we meet the crew of Nostromo, a commercial spacecraft. Its crew, including the famous Ripley, are returning to Earth. However, the ship's computer mother intercepts a distress signal. Company policy requires them to investigate, so the captain Dallas takes two crewmates, Kane and Lambert, to do so. When exploring, they encounter some dead aliens and some eggs. One of them hatches and a creature springs onto Kane, clinging to his face. They hurry back to give Kane medical help, which Ripley refuses, insisting on proper quarantine procedure. However, the ship's science officer, Ash, lets them in. After inspecting the creature and discovering it has acidic blood, the crew leaves Kane, but the creature is later gone, seemingly dead. Kane seems fine, but soon after, an alien bursts from his chest in the most gruesome way. The alien escapes, and after the full-grown alien kills the ship technician, the crew deduces that it must be moving through the air vents. Planning to trap it in an airlock, the captain is killed instead when tracking it. Ripley assesses mother and discovers that Ash is ordered by the company to return with the alien and the crew is considered expendable. Ash is then revealed to be an android, and after killing him, the remaining three crewmates decide to escape and self-destruct Nostromo. Before they can do so, the alien kills Lambert and the ship engineer Parker. Ripley manages to escape with the ship cat Jones, but the alien has escaped into the shuttle as well. By opening the airlock door and firing the engine, Ripley blasts the alien out into space. Now for my review of the movie. I know I'm going to get so much hate for this, but when I first finished it, my thoughts was meh. But to be fair, I feel like that's because I already know what's going to happen. For example, the most impactful scene of the alien bursting out of Kane is so famous that everyone knows it. So I wasn't surprised at all. It was more like, there it is. Also, I expected the movie to be much more gory, but you actually don't see most of the kills, at least not clearly. All in all, I thought the movie was going to be scary because of its popularity and reputation, but I wasn't scared at all, so I was a bit let down by the film. However, that was mostly due to my insanely high expectations for the movie and the fact that I already knew the twists. So after sitting on it for a while and rewatching it more objectively, I could see why it's a great film. At first, I thought the movie was kind of slow, but that was mostly because I wanted to see the Xenomorph and was expecting more of it. But after watching it a second time, I actually think they did a great job building suspense. It really puts us in the crew's shoes, and it's nerve-wracking to not know where the alien is. I also love how the crew is portrayed. I think it's realistic how they panic and argue with each other when a threat presents itself. After all, Nostromo is the towing vehicle. They're not trained for this kind of situation nor equipped for it. Close encounters with deadly aliens are probably not in their job description. It's fascinating to see how these people improvise with what they have, and it's realistic how they're upset, scared, and angry, but still try to work together against an unknown threat. Now let's talk about Ripley. She's really a well-written final girl. I feel like some people are going to kill me for saying that she's a final girl, but that's essentially what she is, the final girl of a horror film. But extremely well-written. I can completely understand why she's brought up every time people talk about good, strong female characters. She's very logical and stern when she needs to be. I love the part where she refuses to let the 3 crewmates in, including the captain, and insists that they go through the standard quarantine protocol. While it is somewhat inhumane, especially when one person could be dying, it's the right thing to do, and I'm surprised how she puts her foot down despite the peer pressure and order from her superior. Now that's a girl who knows what she's doing and won't be coerced into doing the wrong thing. I don't think that makes her heartless because the whole ship would be in danger if she let them in. Also, I like how resourceful she is. Like in the shuttle, despite being all alone and under-equipped with the alien, she doesn't freak out and finds a way to save herself. Of course, she's still terrified and even sings to encourage herself, but she pulls herself together and comes up with a plan, which is very impressive. Another one of her attributes I like is that despite being a badass, she's also reasonably emotional under stressful situations. I actually like how she loses her temper when she fails to stop the ship from self-destructing. Her frustration is completely justified and makes her appear human, unlike many stoic, quote-unquote, strong female characters we get nowadays. Lastly, she cares for her crewmates, even risking her life to save a cat, and that is admirable. She's not even the focus for the first half of the movie, and she doesn't do everything by herself. She still needs help from others, and if it weren't for Parker, she'd be killed by Ash. Overall, while I still don't find Alien scary, it is an amazing film. Not just by horror movie standards, but by regular movie standards. For me, the movie is so successful because of 2 things: the Xenomorph and the characters. The alien's just so terrifying and cool. It's fascinating to see weak humans try and fight a thing that's practically unkillable. Next, the crew of Nostromo is just so well crafted. Besides Ripley, the other characters are believable too, and none of them really feel like meatbags to me. Well, maybe except Brett. And that's what makes this movie not only a good horror film, but an amazing movie in general. So while my first assessment was meh, Alien has really grown on me, and I completely agree that it deserves to be a movie icon. Hope you guys like my Alien nail. As always, like, subscribe, comment, share, do what you want. Keep nailing it and be lucky, people.